Well, it's WrestleMania season, damn it. Yeah, that's about as much excitement as you're going to get out of me. But welcome to this edition of the Unlimited Q&A series. It is Elimination Chamber Day, so you would think I would be talking about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. However, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is totally uninteresting, nor do I care about it. Nor do I think there's really a point to it. So therefore, there's really no point in me talking about it. So instead, I'm going to be talking about WrestleMania, since we are halfway through WrestleMania season on the road to WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. Yeah. Not really excited about WrestleMania. I'm a little more excited than I was last year, but that's not really saying much. But since it is WrestleMania season, why not do a WrestleMania-themed Q&A? Information on how to submit questions for a future Q&A video, description box down below. Also, check out the new Unlimited Facebook group page. Check out the Unlimited Facebook page. Go like that. Go follow the show's page on Twitter. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, dislike this video, and check out the other content on this channel. Yeah. Let's get started with this WrestleMania Q&A. Thank God I got a lot of questions, so hopefully this will be more entertaining than past Q&As where I just was kind of bored through it. But yeah, here we go. Francesco Bruno. Oh, actually, before I get started, since it is WrestleMania season, I figured I would do more WrestleMania-themed Q&As. So today will be the first one. The day of Fastlane will be the second one, and then there will be a third one the week before WrestleMania. I'm just not sure when. But yeah, gonna do 3 WrestleMania-themed Q&As again. Here's the first one. Francesco Bruno at WrestleMania 18. We got to see Rock versus Hogan. If you can change The Rock, who would you pick? Austin. I'm not really going to complain about it too much because we still wound up getting Hogan versus Rock. So, in that sense, I'm not really going to complain about it. But we should have gotten Hogan Austin at some point. Maybe at WrestleMania 19, since it was kind of Austin's last go at it. A good way to do it, maybe you do Hogan versus Rock at 18. You can do Hogan versus Austin at 19, and then you could do Hogan versus Vince at 20. That would have made some sense. But, I'm fine with what we got, though. Which WrestleMania would you consider to be the worst and the best? Worst? WrestleMania 9. Yeah, I was going to be... I was going to anger a lot of you and say WrestleMania 17, but I'm not going to call that the worst. There were definitely redeeming qualities of that show, but it's definitely not the worst. The best? For me, WrestleMania 19. Argue with me all you want. WrestleMania 19. At the upcoming WrestleMania, who would you like to see debut/return? I would like to see somebody debut in the Andre the Giant Memorial, Battle Royal. And maybe have them win it. So it kind of establishes them in some way. Return. Definitely not The Undertaker. But anyone else I would have return? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Sorry. Do you think WrestleMania will be the only event that will have pyro? It better. Pyro helps make the presentation. Pyro is, important, especially in big shows. It makes it feel special. So yeah, should. I hope it does. Do you think Undertaker will have one final Mania, or is he done? If Undertaker Cena doesn't happen this year, and I really don't want it to happen this year, and I thought it should have happened like 5 years ago, but if it doesn't happen this year, then no, I think he's done. I think he should have been done a long time ago, but yeah, I think he's done. who do you think will win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Like I said, if they were going to bring up a new guy from NXT, maybe he could be it. My biggest concern about this Battle Royal, my biggest hope for it, I should say, make it a big deal. Feature it like it matters. Don't just throw it together during the last week before WrestleMania. Establish a couple guys so that way, you can have some legitimate options to win. Or, like I said, have a surprise come up from NXT and win it there. You have the Andre the Giant documentary coming out, so you would think in theory that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should be a big deal. It hasn't been. I don't see it ever being one. But I also don't see them just getting rid of it. So, if it happens, maybe somebody from NXT, or, and I hate that I'm even saying this, and I can't believe can't believe I'm about to say this. If they don't do the Club versus the New Day, maybe Finn Balor. Maybe Finn Balor. Other than that, I don't know. Let's see. Matt Hill. When was the streak first acknowledged as being a thing? I know it was first mentioned that Undertaker was unbeaten, but I can't remember when it became a streak rather than just a stat they dropped on commentary. Probably around WrestleMania 21. Yeah, I think his feud against Orton was the first official streak feud. It used to be something that was just mentioned kind of in passing. Like, oh yeah, it's The Undertaker, and oh, by the way, he's undefeated. That kind of turned into, oh, Undertaker has a streak going. We should kind of make this a big deal. Unfortunately, later in his career, the streak kind of came to define him because, his only purpose on WrestleMania was to defend the streak. So, yeah, it kind of came to define him a little bit. That doesn't mean Undertaker's still not an all-time great, because he is one. That doesn't mean he's not an all-time great, I should say, because he is one regardless. He's the GOAT. Plain and simple. WrestleMania 21, I would go with that. Trevor James, when was the last WrestleMania in a regular venue and not a football stadium? It's WrestleMania 22. I understand WWE's logic, though. Why sit here and have WrestleMania in a small, cramped arena when we can sell out a football stadium? And, as a result, make much, much, much more money from that. That was kind of a trivia question. I tend to stay away from those. Maybe occasionally I will do a trivia Q&A when you can ask me whatever questions you want, and I'll try to answer them without looking, without cheating, without anything. I stick to more opinionated questions like, what are your thoughts on this, or what's the best this, or what's the worst this, or, most overrated this, most underrated this, things like that. And you're new to my Q&As, and thank you for asking a question. I appreciate it. Matt Hill, same to you. In fact, another new one, Brittany Franks. Which WrestleMania was the most popular with the fans? For some reason, WrestleMania 17. Yeah. Probably WrestleMania 17, because Dave Meltzer said so we have to believe him. For me personally, it's WrestleMania 19 for more legitimate reasons. Most popular with the fans, probably WrestleMania 17. If I can think recently, maybe WrestleMania 30. Yeah, WrestleMania 30. Some people might point to maybe WrestleMania 31, which I don't agree with. I did not like that show at all. I can't think of any others. A lot of people will gravitate more towards the Attitude Era WrestleManias just because it was the Attitude Era. But WrestleMania 15 was bad. WrestleMania 16 was pretty bad. And WrestleMania 17 was probably the most overrated show in history. The only Attitude Era WrestleMania that I thought was popular, that I liked, like from start to finish, probably WrestleMania 14. But yeah, most popular with the fans, WrestleMania 17, or probably WrestleMania 30. Dylan Rumor, why are they not building AJ and Chintz Gay at all? Because in order to do that, WWE would have to have some vision, some creativity. They would have to care about the feud. They would have to care about writing SmackDown properly. They would have to care about the fact that AJ is champion. They would have to care about the fact that Shinsuke won the Rumble. So yeah, that's pretty much why. You know, I'm excited for this match. It's probably the one thing about WrestleMania that I'm excited about this year. And you're not even building it. And we're a little more than a month away. Come on. Instead, you're having this random 5-way match for the WWE title. Like, why? Why? Excuse me. Stupid. Matthew Mullins, your thoughts on the Louisiana Athletic Commission banning the Piledriver and blood during WrestleMania weekend? I'm going to be honest. Before you asked this question, I had no idea that was a thing. Didn't know that they did that. Found it interesting. Found it kind of dumb. You know, I think that it could work for the indies, because I know the indies do a lot of wrestling shows in the same city as Mania, so maybe it'll encourage them to take less risks, especially some unnecessary risks. But from a WWE standpoint, blood is banned anyway. Piledriver's banned anyway. The regular version of the Piledriver, not the Tombstone. So it's kind of pointless. I always thought the blood ban was stupid to begin with, because it just further emphasizes, even though we all know this, and we all should know this, and if you don't know this, then I question what planet you're living on. We all know wrestling's fake. Like, we all know it's fake. But WWE still has to make it seem somewhat believable, even though they do a terrible job at it. I always thought the blood ban was dumb, because it just further emphasized that wrestling is fake. Like, if you're having an Extreme Rules match, and you get hit in the face with a kendo stick, or if you get hit in the face with a steel chair, or the steel steps, and you don't have one mark, one cut, one bruise, one scab, one scar, one welt, anything. Hell, not even an Extreme Rules match. Just a regular match where they're punching each other in the face repeatedly. And again, not one bruise, not one black eye, not one cut, not one swell, anything. Again, it just further emphasizes, it just makes it look more fake. You know, I think blood is needed in certain matches. Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, Steel Cage, Extreme Rules, Last Man Standing. You know, blood is needed. You don't have to do it all the time, but it's needed. Banning the Piledriver, I get it. It's kind of whatever. Should AJ and Nakamura close WrestleMania? Last I checked, one of them is not named Roman Reigns. One of them is not named Brock Lesnar. So no. Come on. It's gonna mid-card. It has to mid-card. They as long as they don't open the show with it, I'm fine with it being in the mid-card. No, it should not main event. Come on. Maybe a Wrestle Kingdom, not a WrestleMania. Will a women's match ever main event WrestleMania? I'm not going to go so far as to say never. You know, the old saying goes, never say never, anything can happen. With this current crop of women, hell no. Hell no. The only way I see that is if you build Asuka enough to a point where she's basically the top star in the company. And if you build somebody maybe like a Ronda Rousey enough to where, she becomes a big threat as well. And if you main evented WrestleMania 35 with that, if you build them up properly, if they do good things with them, it could work. But no. In terms of anyone else on the roster, no. No. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying I don't want it to happen, especially right now. Mullins and Walter Main both asked the same question. Will WrestleMania ever be held outside of North America? I'd be surprised if they never did a WrestleMania in London. Quite frankly, I'd be even more surprised if they didn't do a WrestleMania in Japan. If you want to compete, even though they shouldn't, because it's kind of pointless, because, as much as I have, as many problems as I have with New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom always outshines WrestleMania. And even somebody who doesn't watch New Japan can tell you that. But if WWE wanted to compete with the Wrestle Kingdom by having a WrestleMania there, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I'd be stunned if they never went to London for a WrestleMania. Or just a regular Big Four pay-per-view like a Survivor Series or a SummerSlam. They have the stadium to do it. The English fan base is loyal, is strong. So yeah, why not go there? You can throw logistics out the window. That's why you have the WWE Network. You can air it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and people at 7 o'clock at night can watch the whole show. It's there that night. It's there the next day. It's there every day afterwards. That's why you have the network. So, yeah, there we go. In terms of other countries, I think England and Japan are the only two. Should the UK division have a presence at Mania? What UK division? What UK division? The champion and the one guy that faces him? No. If anything, put him in the Battle Royal. Will TakeOver outshine Mania again? Probably. It's almost like what I said about Wrestle Kingdom. Every year it manages to outshine WrestleMania. Well, so does TakeOver. In fact, it manages to outshine pretty much all of the Big Four shows. What is the biggest missed opportunity Mania match? Great question. I mentioned one of them earlier, Hogan Austin. You can also say Hogan Flair. You can also say Taker Cena. Taker Sting. Maybe Austin Punk. Maybe Rock HBK. Cena Orton. It had to happen. It can still happen. I mean, you don't really have anything to do for either of them, so put them together. Why not? What is the match at Mania that has most surpassed your expectations? A recent one that I can think of is Brock Roman. I'm not going to say that that's going to happen again this year, but I will probably go with Brock Roman. If I can think of any other ones afterwards, or even before, surpassed your expectations, huh? Maybe Brock Goldberg from last year. Even though I really didn't care for it, I kind of skipped it. But going back to watch it, it wasn't what I expected it to be. Does that necessarily make it a good thing? No. But it's better than what I thought it'd be. Yeah, so I'll go Brock Roman, Brock Goldberg. Yeah. If Samoa Joe was healthy, what do you think he'd be doing at WrestleMania? Winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Because otherwise, I don't know. I really don't know. What do you do with him? I mean, you don't send him at the title. You already did that. You don't send him at Roman. You already did that. Maybe him versus Braun. Either him versus Braun or he wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But thank you all for submitting your questions. Got a lot of good ones. This was a little bit of a lengthy Q&A, which sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. But in this case, I did. I liked it. Liked a lot of the questions. Thank you for asking them. Once again, like this video, dislike it, do whatever you want with it. Share it with all your friends and family. Subscribe to this channel, like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group, or follow our Twitter page. I'll be back with more videos coming up very soon. See you later.